So, in breaking news, we have an explosive topic to get into today, as it appears that two bombs were found at a shipyard. Also, later on in the video, for those that care, I will be giving you an update on my current situation with the canceling of my cruise that was set for tomorrow on board the Carnival Pride. As it appears, unfortunately, I am essentially stranded, at least when it comes to me getting on a cruise ship. So today, here on July 20th, 2023, according to the Cruise Center, which is another blog site, I consider them to be somewhat reputable, as they do talk like myself about a lot of the behind the scenes and secret life that's going on within the shipping industry. According to them, they are stating that two World War II bombs have been found over at the Kiel, Germany shipyard park. Now, over in that area, just so happens to be at this very moment, the ship that I was supposed to sail on tomorrow, the Carnival Pride. I'll talk about that later on. In lieu of this shocking situation, the authorities over in Kiel, Germany have decided to perform a disarming and evacuation of that particular area, in which they are going to evacuate over 9,000 residents over in that particular area, as well as 5,000 households. Now, some of you out there may be saying, it's a bomb, two of them from World War II. They can't possibly pose a threat and explode, right? Well, I'm not a bomber man. I don't know exactly how bombs work, but from my understanding, when it comes to a bomb, they could always potentially be active and ready to explode at any moment. So as you could imagine, this is a potentially dangerous and terrifying situation. The disarming of the bombs is set to take place this Sunday on July 23rd. However, along with the 9,000 residents and workers over in that area that is set to evacuate, you do have three cruise ships that are unfortunately caught up in somewhat of the crosshairs of this situation. We have the MSC Fantasia, we have the Mein Schiff 4, and we have the Aida Bella. The Mein Schiff 4 and the Aida Bella is going to be replaced over in the west side of the docking area. However, the MSC Fantasia is going to be in the affected area. However, the evacuation won't take place until later on in the afternoon, giving all of the passengers on board plenty of time to get off and go ahead and take their ferries or wherever it is they got to go over on the west end. Two things to note here. I know I'm speaking fast and with a lot of energy. Just to be clear, I don't believe that anybody over in that particular area is in some sort of threat or danger or risk of bodily harm. I'm just telling you what's going on. And the authorities want to stress over in those areas on the west end where all the cruise ships are usually docked. I guess that would include currently the Carnival Pride that is over in that area right now. They are not affected when it comes to this evacuation that's going to be taking place over near the actual shipyard. And when it comes to the shipyard, don't worry, there is no crazy, amazing, beautiful cruise ship that you want to sail on one day over there in case the bomb happens to go off, which is very unlikely to happen. That shipyard, from my understanding, from what I've seen, primarily is dealing with submarines and other vessels that don't include cruise ships. Anyway, that situation, if done as planned, that whole matter should be done and over with on the same day, on the 23rd of July. Now, one thing I'm curious about when it comes to the shipyard, I would imagine that some of the parts or maybe the tools that is being used to help fix up the Carnival Pride right now may be coming from that shipyard. I'm not exactly sure. Could they possibly be doing some pre-evacuation of some stuff and materials and people over in that area? Maybe thus slowing down the repair process for the Carnival Pride? I'm not exactly sure. However, when it comes to the Carnival Pride, as of right now, I unfortunately have to let all of you know I haven't heard any updates whatsoever as far as the ship being able to sail with me and the rest of the over 2,000 passengers that was originally set to sail tomorrow on July 21st. Passengers that are currently on board the Carnival Pride have been given two options. Either while they're over in Kiel, Germany, they can get off the ship, disembark, and get on a bus and head up to London. Or, for example, the passengers that are doing, for example, B2B, a back-to-back, they can stay on board and just kind of play it out and see how it happens. From what I've been hearing on all the Facebook forums and some passengers that are also on board that have reached out to me, they said that the ship is expected to be able to depart sometime in the wee early hours tomorrow around 1 or 2 a.m. and head over to Dover, but they are saying that they are not going to let other passengers on. This is not confirmed. This is something that they're saying allegedly they're hearing from on board the ship. But as for me, whenever I called Carnival, I called them twice today. Both times, I don't know if it was a connection issue. They heard my plight. They heard my issue that I was dealing with currently while I'm stuck over here in Dover, waiting to see what exactly is going to come of this situation. And when they put me on hold, the call canceled and it went straight over to me giving a review on how the call went. So at that point, I just kind of gave up on the particular situation. And well, tomorrow I'm going to head up to London That way I at least have a couple options while there. I'll at least be in somewhat of a more central area. That way when I have my options laid out, I can kind of figure it out, which hopefully should be tomorrow. In fact, I would imagine this is a time sensitive matter. I'll explain why in a second. But my options are either I can just go back to France to be with my girlfriend Lauren. I could possibly go book a cruise on the Sky Princess, which is set to leave this Saturday on July 22nd. Or maybe they will contact me as far as the Carnival Pride cruise and do a shortened cruise like they said in the letter, and according to the ambassador Carnival John Held, I'll take a train back over to Dover and sail on my merry way. But as of right now, like I said, I haven't heard anything. Obviously, amongst the passengers that was set to sail tomorrow, there is a lot of frustration, a lot of back and forth. You have the Carnival loyalists saying Carnival's doing everything they can. Meanwhile, you have people, which I understand on the other end, they have planned this cruise out for months, probably even a year or two, and they come to find out they're dealing with this situation. And whether it be a money issue or just planning issue, it's kind of difficult at the last minute to pivot and try to figure out what you're going to do. So of course they are a little frustrated with the situation. Personally, I am to some degree. I do believe Carnival, as of yesterday, they were doing a pretty good job. But the fact that we haven't heard anything today, considering tomorrow is Friday, and I say this because from my understanding and my experience on dealing with Carnival and the rest of the lines, they typically close their call centers on the weekend. So if we were going to get something rectified and get something solidified as far as travel plans, tomorrow would essentially be the day. Obviously, as you could imagine, call centers can only do so much, and I would imagine as well they're going to continue connecting with the passengers that were set to sail on the July 1st sailing. They'll maybe do it by email, I guess, if they can do that on the weekend. But as you can see, it is a very, well, to some people, a stressful situation. So I will be staying at a hotel in London for the next 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and well, hopefully I'll hear something from Carnival. If not, I guess I'll get my refund and future cruise credit and go sail on my merry way. In about 20 days or so, I have another cruise on a brand new cruise ship anyway, and then one following after that. So I guess maybe it's for the best. Also, to be clear, while I wrap this thing up, for all of you Carnival lovers out there, you very important, fun people, I'm not bashing Carnival in any way. I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. However, this situation, obviously for a lot of people, is definitely going to be very stressful. But I do understand Carnival and the call center cannot accommodate and just suddenly willy-nilly call thousands of people single-handedly and make sure everything is going according to plan and rebook all of their accommodations and figure all of it out. It is going to take possibly at the bare minimum 24 to 48 hours. But like I said, it does suck. It's a very difficult situation to be in, especially when this may be your only opportunity for some people out there. They got a week or two of vacation time that they're trying to use up, and now they're trying to, once again, like pivot and just figure out what their options are. It can be a stressful and taxing situation on the mind and the body when you are simply just trying to relax. Anywho, trust and believe, I will be taking full advantage of that $300 a day hotel rate that Carnival is going to be paying out to myself, as well as the $100 per diem. I'm definitely going to use it up while I get all this sorted out, and I'm sure all the other passengers will as well. For any passengers that were set to sail with me, I hope you're doing all right. I've heard and seen so many stories of people that are struggling. They were sailing with elderly family, and they were set to go on the cruise, and for some people it was going to be the cruise of a lifetime and their first cruise or a bucket list cruise. And again, guys, just look at it from the perspective from, I guess, an emotional standpoint, and understand that a lot of people are just, well, frustrated, and they're kind of running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They don't know what to do. They aren't exactly in my situation or potentially your situation if you guys have the flexibility to just go ahead and change your itinerary and cruise 2 weeks from now, a month from now, or whatever the case may be. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Know as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you, and I do mean it when I say this. Absolutely none of this would be able to be possible without all of you guys, so I'm trying my best to continue giving you guys great and valuable and at times entertaining content. I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.